How about the New Jersey Devils? They go out and they get Timo Meier in exchange for a huge package of certainly maybe quantity over quality, depending on how you want to look at it. But look, they gave up a bunch of assets. Timo Meier goes from San Jose to New Jersey. Do you now put New Jersey up there, Julian? Do they deserve to hang with the Rangers, who went to the Final Four last year, with Tampa, who's been to 3 straight Stanley Cups, to Boston and Carolina, who are leading their division? Do we put the Devils there or not?
They play in a conference that has Boston and Tampa Bay, and I have them like right at the top. I'm pretty high on the Rangers, but we discussed the fact that Igor Shesterkin is not playing at the Vezina caliber level that we expect him to play at. The Devils, in a weird way, I feel like they're playing with house money, but because of a move like this, like you go from, we'll just see what happens, we're playing with house money, to, okay, you've just opened up this competitive window and you're taking this seriously. We have to talk about Carolina too. I think the fact that they were able to get Meier as opposed to the Hurricanes, who were also linked to him, is a very big win in itself. I mean, you have to take them seriously. I don't know if I put them on the same level as a Boston or a Tampa. I mean, Toronto is probably a notch below those guys too. But we all know with their playoff struggles, and where they could be slotted up with that matchup against Tampa Bay, that affects things too. I guess around the same places where I'd find the Leafs, it's just, if they win that first round against the Rangers, if it ends up being the matchup, because the Devils are 3 points behind the Hurricanes right now in that Metro division. But if the Devils get that win over the Rangers in that first round, if it ends up being the series, that definitely is something to take notice of. But otherwise, I like the idea that they've seemingly transitioned from a mid team to a team that looks to be competitive with a piece like Timo Meier, who will slot into their top line, and people are envisioning him and Jack Hughes playing together. I see them. I mean, yeah, maybe I take them a little bit more seriously than I would have before the weekend began. I don't know if I'm ready to say, okay, they could hang with Boston and Tampa Bay yet, but I definitely think they're a team that needs to be taken seriously.
Okay. I can't help but notice there's one, and I bet you this fan base is screaming at their device right now listening to us. That's Hurricanes fans.
Yeah.
Carolina fans are going to be like, hey, I noticed you guys didn't really talk about the Hurricanes. And here's what I find interesting. Yeah, they're quiet. Wouldn't it be hilarious if Carolina was the one team in the East who didn't make one of these big additions and they got to the Cup? Look, they were obviously in on Timo Meier, and I think they'll do something at some point in the next few days. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like a lot of people are sleeping on the Hurricanes. All season, I think you were the same way as me. All season, when we do our predictions of who's going to come out of the East, who's going to win the Cup, I've picked Carolina every time. I just think they're quiet. They're deep. I like their defense. Goaltending, I'm not 100% sold on, but there's a bunch of teams in the East where I don't know where they're going to go with their goaltending. Do you think Carolina has to do anything? I think everybody, New Jersey has added, Toronto has added, the Rangers have added, Boston has added, everybody has added. Tampa has added. We're going to get to that too. But does Carolina need to add something now just to, I'd hate for somebody to make a trade for the sake of making a trade because you're well, everyone else is doing it. That's a really good team in Carolina. They're Stanley Cup worthy right now. Do they have to do anything?
I mean, what do you want them to do now? Because some of the biggest
fill in the gap for Pacioretty, right? Fill in the gap for Pacioretty. I guess
that's it. Right, but Timo Meier might have done that. He's gone. All these other bigger pieces that might have been options for them, they're out of it. Who are you going to get at this point that's going to, I guess, fulfill that? I wonder if the piece that they would try to get would be somebody who we're not necessarily thinking of. But I don't know. And you see, we're going to get to it with the Tampa Bay thing. You got to be mindful of some of these prices out here too. Who is out there right now that what is Max Domi going to fill in that gap? Is he the guy you want in that position? I mean, Ivan Barbashev's already gone too. I don't think Brock Besser does it for them. Do you I'm literally going through the NHL trade board off The Athletic, which is a really great resource, by the way. But who is out there that unless I would see it like this. I think if the Canes are able to make a move where they don't have to give up a boatload of pieces, like depending on whatever the deal is for Max Domi, for example, I see Kevin Hayes is there. I know he's had a decent year in Philly. Like, what are they going to do with that move? Like, is that enough to say like, hey, we did something? I mean, you're right. Like, they're a cup contending team right now. They play a good defensive structure. They're tough to play against. Maybe they don't necessarily have to, but I can understand the envy that comes with, like, you know, you see all these other teams, especially in your division, load up, and you feel like you have to do something. They might still win the division anyway, so maybe they don't. I'm kind of on the fence. I don't think they necessarily need to, you know, open the vault to make something happen.